If you'd like to support the channel, I should have these shirts available soon. If you're interested, shoot me a comment. Thanks. Hey guys, so after getting into the 6s just the other week, I had a lot of people reach out asking about the IRS setup in the back of the car. Does it have a 9-inch? Is it a stock rear? What shocks am I using? Axles, things of that nature. And I figured the best way to go about explaining all that is just to show you. First off, we've got the TBMs. Brakes have been great ever since putting them on. Obviously stopping from nearly 200 miles an hour. No complaints there. We've got kind of a odd deal here. This is a custom adjustable end link I made for the sway bar. The sway bar, I don't know if it's really doing anything. Sway bar is probably a little too small to really affect much, but in my head it does. So I use that to adjust preload side to side. Again, I don't know if it's really doing anything, but I did it. Here in the rear, we've got the control arms. All the control arms are through TRZ. I've got their Delrin bushing kit in the spindles, and again, no complaints with that. Everything's held up really well. Everything works well in that sense. Probably one of the biggest factors here are the Menser rear shocks. I have sent them back to them a couple different times to adjust the valving for what makes sense for my car. As you know, all that stuff's going to be different depending on your setup, your weight, all those good different things. I've got a 350-pound spring in the back here. That was something I changed towards the end of last season. Yeah, really happy with those. I think I could probably send them in for another revalve. We're nearing in on the max end of compression here, and I think we can definitely use a little more of that. The cradle is a stock cradle. I did put, back when white line was still around, I put the white line bushings in there. I've been really debating about going to a solid style bushing. I believe Creative Steel has aluminum solid inserts, which would help with any deflection, I believe. Something I'm thinking about. I did kind of notice, like, if you look here, I don't know if you can see it, but it's tight here and it's looser back here. You can see bigger gap, smaller gap. So I'm wondering if things are starting to shift around on me. So that's something I'm investigating still. So if we move, here's the radiator back here. We got radiator, water pump, streetcar stuff, right? Trans coolers sitting up there. And then, yeah, we do have a 9-inch in the car. It's currently taken apart. And the reason for that is, like I was saying earlier, when things are working right, change. Because that makes a whole lot of sense. But I'm going to make a little bit of a gear change. I think it'll help with starting line ratio, even though it's not the right way to do it, but we're going to try it. Obviously, I deal with a good bit of wheelie issues. So I am going to make a change there. So it is a Ford 9-inch. We were running a 340 gear. And I'm going to go a little bit of a different direction with that. It's a Drive Shaft Shop custom kit. We've got Drive Shaft Shop axles in it. One of the changes I wanted to make was going to a tighter stator for the converter. I happen to have a tighter stator due to last year thinking that we were pushing through it when it ended up being broke. So I ordered a new stator, and when I took it apart to swap it, I found that that wasn't going to be the issue. We had some turbine fins that were broke. So I fixed that, left the current stator in it, and while at 8,400 RPM or so, it's only slipping 2 or 3%. I spend a lot of time a lot lower than that in the RPM range, which isn't where the converter's efficient there. So it's slipping a little bit. So I think with a little bit tighter stator, it should help. We are kind of on the cusp of needing a larger converter because we're about at the max of what you can do stator-wise here. But that's something that is still up for debate. And since I have this one, we may as well try it. So out comes the trans and converter. Quick stator swap, throw the trans back in, and see what we got. So little did I know at this point in time, all this work would be done all over again. If you stay till the end of the video, you'll see why. I ended up finding a much bigger issue, and while I drove the car back into the trailer and everything sounded just fine, it was not. So this is where things got real interesting as I screwed up yet again. I should have cut the oil filter open a little sooner. I would have found the copper in there, and that would have led me to find that the thrust bearing was wiped out. I had assumed this was something I did with the engine assembly. However, setting the thrust at about 5 thousandths, I've been pretty assured that this was within spec and shouldn't be the issue. So it's leading me towards converter or trans issues of some sort. But in all honesty, I don't see anything in my logs yet. So I've got some measuring and some figuring out to do. But stay tuned. I will keep you guys posted as to what I find and how things are going to go moving forward, because we definitely want to go faster. So that is the game plan. Thanks for watching. Comment, like, subscribe, do all that good stuff. Appreciate you.
I love the chase and the hunt, and I set the pace when I'm running. I always take what I want and I always give it 100. Don't need a bank, no I'm funded. Play the game like it's nothing. I'm always thankful for something. Don't take for granted, stay humble. Now wake up! It's time to look at the enemy. Look in the mirror if he is no friend to me. It's not working out, maybe it's the chemistry. It's time to break up so I can make a better me. Better believe in your mind, cause it's everything. You can mold, shape, find almost anything. All it takes is some time and some clarity to find your identity. It's mind over everything. And when I feel like this, I'm immortal. 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 Don't stop, just level up, don't stop. To my face while he's looking back. Mirror breaks after math. When I hate, I attack. When I feel like this, I'm immortal. When I feel like this, I'm immortal. And when I feel like this, I'm immortal. When I feel like this, I'm immortal.